in 2019, I did 432,000 sales revenue. Last year, I did 565. This year, I want to do $1 million plus. And then I found out how to actually read a keeper chart. That just skyrocketed my business. So many books for $10 or $20 and sold them for between 100 and 200. Like so many.
You figured out how it's working. You're using Keeper to understand, is this a good price to buy at and sell on Amazon or to resell it on Amazon? I think we always talk about an arbitrage. You make your money when you buy. If you get it at the right price, you're just going to make profit. It doesn't really matter. Things go wrong, obviously. I'm guessing you've got books that haven't sold, or maybe books that weren't as described.
Some books don't sell. Some books will have like 20 editions, and you might buy the 19th edition kind of by mistake, I guess. The 20th one comes out, and then the price tanks to the one you've got, and then. But I'm not cautious on my buying, but I'm just very wary of that, and I'll make sure I do my keep analysis to make sure that doesn't happen. So I've got about 2,000 books in my venture, and it's about 6 to 15 books every month that I just get disposed of, which are going into long-term storage. So as a percentage, I think I'm doing pretty well on that front. So most of my books do sell, and I think that's actually just credit to the US market and how many people buy books on the US market. It makes my job a bit easier, I guess, and making sure you're not buying ridiculously high rank that's never going to sell. But as long as you've got those basic like guidelines of you don't buy too high rank, you buy a book which is way below the average, and you make sure check last year that it's probably going to sell. If you're in February and it looks like it sold last March, it's going to sell this next month. As long as you're following those basic things, I've found that it works for me. And just the fact that you're buying merchant fulfilled and selling FBA, you've just got such a leverage above the FBM sellers, and that's what I take advantage of, and that's what all book sellers take advantage of. So.
Do you get high returns?
Returns they were really high to begin with. They were like 9%, but I think I've got it down to about 5 or 6% now, maybe 7%. And they usually get sent back, and I can send them back in because I'm selling used books, right? So the condition doesn't matter too much. I might have it sent back to the prep centre and it was a good or a very good condition, and I've got to degrade it to an acceptable, but it will still sell. Yeah. So I don't find that I lose that much money on stock in that respect, and that's another great thing about books. They're sturdy. Yeah. You don't need to worry about chucking too many in the bin.
There's so many parts to business, whether you're doing arbitrage or more a traditional business. Obviously, you're a businessman, but you're like, we get returns, we have to destroy books, but that's just part and parcel of doing business.
Yeah,
and I think people, sometimes they don't understand that and say, actually, it needs to be perfect. No, it doesn't. You are going to have bad eggs, but it's the overall picture. Yeah.
So as long as you know that, obviously, it's, like you said, bumpy road, it's going to be going like that, but as long as it's trending upwards, you're going to be fine, and you've got to keep pushing and be positive. And there's so many people who are negative in this business, and they're not going to last, because Amazon is going to raise its fees. It is going to give you like seller limits. It's going to say that your IPI score is not high enough. You're going to get all of that, but that's just an obstacle to get over. It's problem solving, isn't it? We've talked about this before. It's just a problem to solve, and as sooner you get to solve that, the quicker you can grow elsewhere, and that's just the way it is.
Top line figures, where are you at? What are you happy to share with us?
Yeah, so the 2019 was when I did $432,000 sales revenue. And I think that came out at a net profit of like $110,000.
Amazing.
So that is like 25% margin, isn't it? So a little bit less, but pretty good either way. And then my accountant's actually doing my 2020 accounts now, so I don't actually know exactly the margin, but I reckon it'd be pretty similar, if not a little bit better.
So you talked about the future. Where do you think it's going to go for you?
I think I'll be able to do 7 figures this year for sure. I'm on track to do that at the moment. And yeah, that's the goal really, just to hit $1 million this year. So we just recently did a launch of the software, and it's shut again now, but we might be reopening it in a few months. We're not too sure how we're going to play it, but I approached these software guys. They had a closed program for alerts. I was saying with Keeper, you can have 5,000 alerts. That's 5,000 books, replenishable items that you can get emailed to your inbox, every day. With this software, you get 25,000 alerts if you buy the highest package. And that's not just on Amazon, that's across those other sites I was mentioning. So it's like you're opening yourself up to a whole new market effectively of alerts. It's not as saturated. So you can imagine that if I was doing well on Amazon and now I've got access to eBay, Biblio, Libris and A-Books, then that's increased my spending a lot. So before I was spending, maybe $500, $600, $700 a day. Now I've doubled it.
Yeah.
So if I'm doubling my spending, I did over 500 grand last year. I know that I'm probably going to do $1 million this year. So yeah, that software has been going really well for me. And yeah, we'll probably do another launch down the road once we've improved it a bit more, because I was just beta testing it for the last few months because it's really new.
Yeah.
But yeah, that will probably be, people will know more about that soon, I think, because we'll do more of a launch once it's all improved and stuff.
And what I will say is, if you're interested in that software, I will, at the end of this, we'll just share with you guys Seth's group, so you can join that, and obviously he'll share that information in that group. Not to say that obviously I'm against it or anything, not at all, but I think it's a private thing, and saturation and stuff, you want to make sure it goes to the right people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we want to make sure that the customers are booksellers who want to do well, and it's going to be right for them. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Fantastic. So obviously you talked about that. So question for you, obviously you mentioned you got a VA. My God, you've done $500,000, you've done 20% net margin on your own. Why take on someone else? Why take the hassle? You're successful. Why did you go down the VA route?
Yeah, I really didn't think I was going to do the VA route for a long time. And obviously I haven't done it for a long time because I was doing well. So I was making more money than most of my friends. And I was working long hours, but I love it. Like, I loved it, and maybe I'm spending 4 hours a day on it, 6 hours some days. But I just enjoyed it, and obviously with COVID and stuff, there wasn't much else to do other than work. So I thought, well, I can just keep doing that. And then I came to Mexico, and I was trying to live the digital nomad lifestyle, and I realised that if I do just want to spend a day at the beach, I'm going to miss out on books.
Yeah.
And we obviously met in Mexico, and you've got FastTrackFBA, and we spoke, and you kind of made me want to get involved, really, because I could see how busy your schedule is, and you need VAs to, otherwise you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing with the YouTube channel and stuff. So I just thought, well, if I want to work outside of the business and focus on maybe building another business, I need to do the VA thing. And I was definitely a control freak, and I was a bit scared about giving away maybe my IP, but also I just thought it'd be really hard. Like, it's easy to carry on as you're carrying on, especially if you're doing well. Like, status quo is nice, it's comfortable, it's cozy. But I just thought, look, I need to push my comfort zone here. I need to do this, and I've got the cash flow to do it. So why wouldn't I? And I'm so glad I did it. He's been working for me for I think 3 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks, and he's hit the ground running. Like, he's doing most of my admin, he's doing my repricing, he's doing well on the buying front, and that's only going to increase over time. He's learning more, because books is actually quite a nuanced skill compared to just regular arbitrage, I think, because you've got to learn so many different things with books. And he's just picking things up, and I'm just Skyping him every so often, like, oh, did you know this, you know that? And he's like, oh, yeah, noted, copy that. And then he won't make the mistake again, like, he'll know, and it's just so good. And I just think it's changed my outlook big time. And now I want to hire a second and a third so that I can, for sure. I realise now I want to be a real entrepreneur who actually, like, builds businesses and then employs people and then moves on to something else, or just oversees the business, because I still want to oversee the books, but I've realised that I don't need to be spending an hour a day repricing, because someone else can do that. It's teachable. Yeah. Anything that's teachable, you need to hire out if you value your time better. Like, repricing, like, if someone can do that for $10 an hour or less, why should I do that? When I could be spending that hour maybe sourcing like loads of other books that's going to make me way more than the repricing hour. Yeah, so it has blown my mind. I'm loving it at the moment, really. Yeah, I've got more time in the day to just focus on growing, which is great.
So software and a VA, and possibly maybe two, maybe even 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I think I might only need 2 VAs, because I'm thinking if I did it all myself, and I'm still going to be doing a few bits that I actually just enjoy doing that I will do. So I'm thinking 2 VAs to build to 7 figures and maintain at 7 figures, and then if I want to go beyond that.
What does that look like for you? Is that you doing? Are you working very hands-on in the business with 2 VAs, or are you quite hands-off? What does that?
I'll be totally hands-off with 2 VAs. All I'll do is I'll probably I'll look at my P&Ls obviously, and I'll make sure the numbers are all matching up, and I'll oversee a bit of their buying. But once I know that they know what they're doing, all I'm going to be doing is doing certain things, like overseeing the software's working all right, and how can I improve the software. That's something that they're not necessarily going to do or care about as much as me, whereas I care about finding more books. So that's something that I'll do, but that will only take me a few hours a week. So I will be doing the 4-hour work week thing soon, I'm pretty sure, and then that's going to be a new challenge for me to decide what to do with my time. It really is, which I'm excited about, but also it's quite scary because I've just known exactly what I was doing every day for the last 3 years, and I've been driven to that point. So now I've climbed that mountain. I need to find a new mountain to climb, but that's cool. It's a new challenge, isn't it?
It's good, honestly, fantastic. So I think, from me to you, thank you so much for sharing your journey, and thank you for telling us about what you're doing, where it's gone wrong, and being honest, and also where you're going. That's brilliant. So if anyone wants to get in contact with you, how can they do it?
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook group called FastTrackFBA. Join up on there. There's a couple of questions that I asked just to get in and just answer those, and then we've got quite an engaged community, so it'd be cool to have you aboard. I've also got a YouTube channel called FastTrackFBA and a website, but you'll find that all on the Facebook group. So check me out there.
And what I'll say is I'll drop a link down below, so anyone's watching that, just have a look down below and you'll see that. So obviously, Seth, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, and your history in the past, and obviously what's going on in the future. Really fantastic. Obviously, have a look at those links. Do join his group. And obviously, right now, where are we right now? Where did you bring me to? We are in Playa del Carmen in Mexico, which is about half an hour, 45-minute drive from Cancun. Yep. And what we're going to do now? Go to the beach. It's actually not such a nice day, but I do think today we'll go grab some food, maybe catch up and talk some business, because I've got quite a few things that I would like to go through with you and see what we can do. Hopefully stay away from the police. Okay, so from me to you and everyone else watching, thank you so much for sharing. And I don't just mean about your story and what you've done, but the reason why I've really enjoyed this is because things went wrong. So wrong that you lost your account, you lost money, you carried on, you found another business model, and you shared with us what that is. And I think so many people talk about standard vanilla arbitrage, which is pretty much what I do. You're doing something so different, but it is still technically arbitrage. But also as well, you're like, my God, it's getting to 7 figures. It's so profitable. I take my hat off to you. Well done, smart man.
Anyone can do this though. That is the thing. I'm not special at all. I didn't have any I don't think I had an entrepreneurial bone in my body before this, but I saw an idea and I thought I can do this. And I firmly believe anyone can. If you want to put in the hours and you're willing to be creative and you're determined, you can do it.
My God, fantastic. Well, you heard it here. Last year, 2019, 400,000 US in revenue and about 100,000 in profits. That is some serious numbers, and all on his own. He's going to go to 7 figures this year.
For sure.
Oh my God. #excited. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice one.
Right, Seth, what have we got here? Talk us through.
We've got grilled fish with rice and salads. We've got shrimp tacos. We've got cheese quesadillas and delicious homemade tortilla chips with a habanero sauce, which is quite spicy. Lovely.
Right, we're going to eat this. You enjoy.